How is everybody doing? We have gameplay. It's Tank. If you watched the video yesterday, I showed you a silent video of why I am really getting tired of playing this. I thought it was just a fluke. I tried to give it a shot today, but it's been loss after loss. And it's not like it's just a lot of little things. And just watch this gameplay, and you'll see how it seems like I'm always the guy who's on top of my team, which is a problem to begin with. I mean, I don't know. You'll see towards the end of the game. Like I'm usually the one who has the fewest deaths. I had the highest, not just kill-death ratio, but usually the highest credit score. Until the very end, when things inevitably, when things inevitably fall apart, and you're starting to die anyway because you're out-leveled and you're being pushed back into your base, and you really can't do a whole lot at that point anyway. And it's not just the matchmaking, which is awful. The matchmaking doesn't exist. It's not in the game. I admittedly did not do a ton of quick match when I was in early beta. Well, early for me beta, about around January. But it was just as good as this. Or just as bad anyway. It gave me the same quality matches. It gave me plenty of games, degenerate into roles. There's nothing in here that's really. This matchmaking thing has brought nothing to the table. I'm not seeing any reason how it's different besides I have to wait longer. I'm waiting longer for worse games. And it's not just the fact that I'm losing a lot, it's also the fact that when I win, they're not very satisfying. The last game I won, I'm trying to remember when that was. I think it was like 2 nights ago. And it was a better match than most of my losses have been. But it was one good player. Well, it was a few good players with a few feeders anchoring them down. It was not really, I don't know. It seems like it can't find 10 decent players for the same skill level. And as we go on and people keep quitting, that's going to say a problem. There's going to be no players to pick from because they've all quit already because they're tired of this stupid matchmaking system that doesn't do anything. And sorry if I'm talking a little fast here. I'm a little irritated with the game right now. But other things too, like shields staying down when a pro attacks them, instead of them just going down after not being attacked by bots for a while. On this map right here, if you have a weapon with an arc, like Carl's bouncing buddies, he can shoot those over your wall and next to your turret, and you can't do anything about it because he's safely out of your reach. And your shield's down, it stays down because he's constantly firing at it. It's just not good design. Or your money ball's down, and they have an assassin bouncing around, pinging it with shurikens. Nothing you can do about that. If the commander, or if the assassin knows what they're doing, they're going to not get caught. Or if they're in Locomoka Arena, they can just fire from the jungle and hit the money ball. That's another wonderful problem with some of the map design. And it's just getting really frustrating. The best part was when I had my money ball go down, we had both rocket turrets up. The money ball went down, and we lost because all they had to do was just attack the money ball, and they got infinite, jackpots. So we lost thanks to a bug. Not that I think we probably would have won anyway, but it's still not. We had a chance to come back. I've had games where I do, make a decent effort to come back, and then it all goes to hell. So this game's one of those situations where I just. People say that individual skill levels matter, but teamwork. What teamwork is, it is a synergizing of skill levels. And it is true that skill levels not necessarily matter individually. It is how well your skill level meshes with other players. Skill level isn't something that's very, I wouldn't call something that's very linear or very binary. It is probably much more complex than people think. You can be good at certain aspects of the game, bad at certain other ones. You can't sit here and go, well, let's see if a player is perfect. What does that mean, really? And certain players just mesh better with other types of players. And while you might say one player is objectively worse than another player, if you were to put two really good players together and they play, and then you put 2 other players together that aren't as good, or maybe you take one of those good players and put them with a worse player, but they somehow do better, It might be because they mesh better together. And so, to that degree, I want to try and get out of here. I'm rambling a little bit here, but what I'm trying to say is that skill level does not absolutely matter, but there is a certain threshold of skill you need to have in order for teamwork to work. If you are just a bad player, if you are a good example is if you were this, I don't think it's this game necessarily, but it is a right there. I'm gonna just take a one detour here. Why does support have an infinite slow on his alt fire? It is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. It's one of my biggest balance complaints right now. It drains a ton of health. It has the clip used to be smaller from what I heard, like half the size. If the clip was really small and he had to reload frequently, it'd be one thing. But by the time he has to reload, you're dead or he's out of there. Or he's dead, and very rare if any manager kill him. But if he sees you, he's aware of you, you're not going to kill him. He's beefier. He's easily beefier than most enforcers. As he can easily just sit there and drain you, get a lot of health from it, deal damage to you, and slow you down. It is a stupid weapon. I do not know why it is still in the game. It has been one of my biggest pet peeves of these past few days. Going against a support by himself without his turret, and he is just unkillable. I understand if he's near his turret, you know, he's going to kill you. That's how it works. That's how defender supposed to function. I don't think he should be totally defenseless. If you're at like half life, he's at full life, he certainly probably have a good chance of killing you. If you're not like a beefier class or very mobile class that's avoiding damage. But it doesn't matter what you are. He locks onto that stupid gun. He doesn't have to aim. This is another important thing too. He's draining life, slowing you, all without having to aim at all. He just locks on and drains your health because you're slowed, and you have to cancel this. Doesn't matter because cancel this procs for a few seconds, and then you're back to being slowed. Unless you can lunge into him or dash into him and quickly finish him off, he's gonna win. That's it. You have to retreat, or unless he's really bad and didn't reload his gun between uses. It's an unbelievable weapon. Compare this to say Combat Girl. Her gun drains, but it drains less because she drains AoE, which nice for clearing out bot waves, I guess, but against an individual player is not a big idea. Leo doesn't have a drain life gun. He has a decently powerful ballista, but really on his own, he's not very... I feel that defenders should be relatively weak when they're by themselves without their turrets, or in the case of Leo, bots. Not the case of support. He is ridiculous on his own. It is really the only problem I have with the class. I have a problem with his bombs or his turret, which is really powerful, but not that powerful. Especially when you compare it to a really talented Combat Girl, it's really not that big of a deal. But his alt fire is ridiculous. Sorry about that. It has been like a big source of complaints for me recently. I just cannot believe it's in the game. Back to where I was talking about with teamwork. As I said earlier, teamwork requires a base level of skill. If you are a commando and you're diving into people, I had a spark one game, just going 1v4, not even sneaking up on them, just going straight in against a 1v4, dying. He was like 0 and 16 at the end of the game. My skill can't compensate for that. If I dive in and try to save him, I'll probably die anyway. If I do save him, it's distracting me from getting bots, which means I'm going to be under-leveled anyway. And he will too, because he's too stupid to get bots on his own anyway. So I don't know what to really do. I don't know how teamwork's supposed to help that situation when he's suiciding, you know. It's not, I don't think it's intentional. If it's intentional, usually it's like 0 and 30, but I've seen a whole lot of intentional feeders. So I don't know really what to, I understand that teamwork's part of the game, and I'm not saying I'm the best at keeping, paying attention to my team. I sometimes get a little tunnel vision and all that. I make mistakes. I'm not saying I'm a good player. I am very much average, I would say. It's hard to tell because there's no rating system. The matchmaking's not giving you any sort of hint as to it. So that's my own personal thing. Maybe slightly above average when playing my class I'm good at with, but that's about it. I need a lot of claws this game. Good thing I'm playing tank. And it's just ridiculous how the matchmaking's been these couple of days. I know people say play with friends, and I have friends I can play with, but you have to understand the bigger picture here. If the basic mode of the game is not working properly, you're going to lose people, and you're going to have no one to play against. It's going to be like it was back in beta when there was enforced team sizes for matchmaking. Like 5v5 had to be 5v5. You couldn't have any randoms in a 5v5 match if they were pre-made, both pre-made 5v5s. Like you couldn't face against like a three-man pre-made and a 5-man pre-made. It had to be 5-man pre-made, 5-man pre-made. Just to clarify that. And that was not fun. It was a few stupid players like myself and a lot of the best, players in the game, because of course they'd queue up because and even they didn't really enjoy it because it's not really fun for them to stomp people, but it was really just stomps, massive stomps, because they're just diehard fans of the game. They want to play, and they're suffering too because I've seen a little bit, but not a whole lot, which I guess is one indication of my skill level. I'm still getting decent times on matches. I rarely have to wait too long, except late at night when it's like a 30-minute wait I had for a game. And they're waiting like 50 plus minutes, or hours in certain cases. And I can tell you right now, they're not getting like, and right there I swear I jumped and the grapple's just totally broken. I can't even begin to say how broken that is. And I'm gonna die here because I think at some point when there was a patch released, I haven't even gotten into that. There was trading and balance changes. I don't really care. One balance change where they finally decided to start nerfing assault. Another thing, I have no confidence in this developers to balance stuff. There was a sort of mini interview with, I think, Rimbar. He interviewed Uber Guff, or GUF, how you want to pronounce it. I'm not sure what the pronunciation is of that screen name. He seems like a nice guy and all that, but I do not have any confidence in his ability to balance stuff. He was asked point blank as to why the game has critical crit. He gave sort of a weak excuse as to saying how it temporarily gives another player allows them to jump out of their player skill into another one, and that doesn't make sense. Why would you allow that? From my personal experience, crits do not make the game more fun. You either feel cheated when you get crit, or you feel like you feel like your victory is hollow when you get them. I don't feel like I'm really awesome for getting a crit and killing someone that way. It's not a fun system for me. I enjoy crits in like single player games because the AI is not going to complain. It's not a thinking person. It's just an AI. So crits fine. But crits, and the funny thing is, he also mentioned Team Fortress 2 as a way as to compare it to. One, Team Fortress 2's balance is also a joke. It has been ever since they introduced all the wacky weapons. They get no balance testing at all. The players have carved their own competitive niche out of the game, and guess what? There's no crits in that. They're turned off. So I wouldn't bring up. Look at this. He can seriously dive me with that stupid drain beam, and knowing that he will not die because I can't do anything about it. I don't play a whole lot of. A problem with the tank I have is I don't use a shield a whole lot because the shield says bullets, and the game's. This is really dumb right here. I dove into some scramblers, and again, the cooldown on Fuji bots is incredibly stupid. I can't even how it needs to be like twice as long. If you make it so that shields, I guess the complaint is that if you make shields on turrets stay up or stay down only when bots attack them, make the game take longer because turret shields take longer to go. Turrets take longer to go down because they're shielding more often. But if you make the stupid bots less common, maybe bounce it out a little bit. I don't know. So they should have probably played with more often in the beta, and they did release early. I understand it's still technically beta, but tough. I don't know what to say about that, but yeah, I have problems with game balance, and it's like I said, it's not huge issues. It's just little things that just maybe aren't that big at high levels. I don't know, but a lot of ridiculous stuff in this game, and just above all, it's the matchmaking. I'm just tired of being. It's one thing when I lose and I'm like in the middle or bottom of the thing. I can blame myself at that point, but when in many games I have the highest score period. Not even just not on my team, but the highest. I am getting high level. Like right here, I'm 2 levels higher than that enforcer, but that veteran, but I can't engage it. You'll see one thing here later on where I actually decide I'm going to go ahead and go and attack him, and my teammate just leaves. He just bails entirely, and I have to retreat. I really can't. A little advantage is one thing. It's not everything, though. If you are outnumbered, you're gonna die. It doesn't matter what your level cap is. And right here, I'm hovering there. You saw that, and I got grappled. I swear when they nerfed. I don't think we brought this up, did I? I'm all over the place. Back to the patch, they nerfed Assault in a few ways. One of the ways was when he's hovering above the ground, he can be grappled. So if he's too low to the ground, he can be grappled while hovering. I'm pretty sure they screwed up, and that's applying to like every class to hover. Because it's happening. I have not noticed it happening that much in my old games, but now I've been playing the new patch. It's happening like all the time. Here's yeah, there we go. I actually use the shield, but after I stunned the turret, so it's kind of a pointless thing. But I don't know. It feels like I'm getting air grappled a whole lot more. I feel the grapple system is just another broken thing. It just air grapples happen way too often. I know it's not a mechanical thing. It's a latency or ping thing, but my ping is not high. My opponent's ping is not always high. Generally very low, and you're still getting air grappled. It seems like it's a thing where maybe grapple shouldn't be something every class has. Maybe class that need it, like veteran or commandos or stuff. But on the one hand, I don't get grappled very often by veteran. But I'm just tired of being off the ground and getting yanked back down and grappled. It's just it makes you what you're seeing is not reliable, and it makes it very hard to get a feel for what the range of stuff is. And you'll see, I'll eventually at some point here, I will open up the. And I really hate complaining about the balance of the game. They did introduce trading to the game. It's only products right now. You cannot trade pros. You cannot trade endorsements for some reason. Pros I can see actually. Pros, you can't get pros in the product thing at all. They're easily bought with coins. So I'm not sure why you'd ever would. I guess I could see gifting a pro to somebody. But yeah, I have no idea how that. I'm pausing because I saw myself getting ground zeroed, but nothing ever hit me, and I'm wondering what caused that. I guess he threw it from the ground. I'm really trying to figure out how that works. I should have died, or been very low in life. I don't know how that happened. I am. Okay, we'll just, someone in the comments can tell me. Anyway, where was I at? Yeah, there's trading, just products right now, so if you want to trade stuff, you can trade stuff. That is cool. They did add, one thing I will mention is that they added some achievements for agent level. If you get, I think, 4 of them, there are 4 skins you unlock. 2 of them are for Team Fortress 2. You unlock hats. It's a assassin hat for the pyro and a gunslinger hat for the sniper. And for Monday Night Combat, you can unlock a engineer skin for the combat girl, and you can unlock a soldier skin for the Megabeth. Yeah, Megabeth. Yeah, they're actually good looking skins too, which is nice. I think they also introduced Chicky nuts. They've introduced their first, besides the old Team Fortress 2 crossover items, the old ones you can't buy anymore. Besides those, you cannot. They introduced their first non-full uniform skins, which are the Chicky helmets from the. Again, this is a carryover from the old Monday Night Combat, but all classes can use them, not just the ones that were in the. Not just the ones in the previous games. All the new classes can use them and everything. But the Chicky heads are only from prizes. They're not at all from the store. You can't buy them with coins or money or anything. You only find them. Apparently they're just rare any other object. And here our money ball goes down. Partially my fault, but again our team was not watching that. I don't know. It's hard to manage both planes. I mean, look at the score here. I have 184 bot score. I'm using bot buster, and I am tank, but I don't know what to say. I'm using bot buster. I've also died 3 times. It's like I have like a high bot score. Luckily, our jackpot, our lane is safe again. Someone bought a jackpot, which in my opinion is not rarely a good idea. I sometimes do it when I feel like the game's lost anyway, and it's just a rare Hail Mary pass sort of deal, but you'll see our jackpot doesn't get very far at all. I say go ahead, and they did buff, the patch did buff some parts of the railgun for the tank. I've been enjoying that. They also made a change to lock-on shots. If you are a lot of shots to disable you, like blinds and stuff, you can no longer use your lock-on skills, which I agree with. I find it kind of silly that, especially because you're blinded and you still get the little targeting reticle. So you're blind, but you can still see where people are because you can see them being targeted by your lock-on skill, which was kind of silly to me. I'm not sure if you still actually see the lock-on target while you're blinded, but that always to me felt like it kind of went against the whole purpose of blinding a person. But yeah, at this point we're getting pushing heavily, and it's just all it's caused. It's not as bad as my last game I put up on here. We did manage to get them. We did push them back down to almost their 2 rockets. They still have 1 turret left up. And knock him away. Take down his armor here. That spot makes it real easy for me to kill his turret. I'm not trying to put it there. Put it in a spot where it actually will hurt me. And here, I think was it here? I think I fell off. At some point, I swear the physics just go. Here, here, that was where I was about to go and engage them, but they run away. So, if I had my gunslinger support, if she was actually headshotting, I could have had a shot there, but nope. Now they come back, so I don't know. They're just sort of all over the place. Like I said, I can't run in by myself. And I think she's gonna survive that. And at this point, yeah, it's gotta run away. Like I said, I can't do everything. I have way too much cash at this point, so I'm gonna go ahead and start making some blackjacks. And like I said, look at this. You're not gonna. Another thing is like Billy for here, just trying desperately. And there, I'm not sure what happened. It sort of had a weird curve. I was going straight, and I just suddenly started to curve to the left. I'm not sure why it did that. I don't know. I feel like I thought it was like a bit straighter than that, but whatever.
30 seconds to the annihilator.
And let's look at the score here. Yeah, they don't have great people either, but they're not. If you look at the actual cash values. If you look at the cash, my team has more money.
15 seconds.
And you'll see in the if you go back to the score screen and pause, you'll see I should have spawned. Oh no, I didn't spawn bots because it's Annihilator time, and we're gonna inevitably lose the Annihilator, so I'm not gonna even bother. My thought process is don't even bother. And at this point, the problem with the Annihilator is that we're so pushed in now that I can't even go. I really can't afford to go for the Annihilator. Like I have to stay back. Like right here. Going for the Annihilator was just suicidal because they're all there. Because they don't have to push up. They're already pushed up. Like Better's gonna take down the turret, no problem. So it's kind of a situation like I might as well just stay back. At this point, they're pushing it for some reason, and yeah, right here, like I don't even know. Like I was hovering. I'd say right now I was hovering and just like I feel like I don't know. Grappling just feels like a very, very broken system. I don't mean balance-wise. I just mean it does not feel technically. Look at this. I have 3K more than my next highest player. They're all just feeding like probably the same person who's got like their lowest level. Yeah, the 3 and 9 person. They're probably feeding that person. That's about it. Like I don't. What can you say? Like at the bot scores, our Megabeth has a decent bot score, but she's not. But she's probably dying a lot, so I really at this point don't know what to say. The problem with playing the game is that it's not fun. I might start doing more gameplays where I have where I do go back to what I was doing earlier and doing finding my guys on Vent. I was trying to do things on Quick Match, and most of my games have been Quick Match for the past month or so, if not more longer than that. I've been doing that because I felt it was a truer, more legitimate thing. Because matchmaking, because there's no matchmaker. Let's just get that out of the way here. There is no matchmaker. It is whatever it is. It's not matchmaking. It is okay. It's putting people in matches. So I guess by the loose definition, it is a matchmaker. But it's not a skill-based matchmaker. It is just putting people in the groups and hoping for the best. So I feel like it was a little more legitimate if I won games, you know, that were random instead of, you know, having the crutch of having a organized team. But I might go back to that because this is not fun. This is crap and it's unacceptable. And maybe the balance issues wouldn't be so bad if I had a team. Team to do it, because obviously there's balance problems when your balance issue is I can't carry my team to victory on my own. And I see my entire team is bad. If you look at the scores, you'll see. Well, actually, no. This game I have like a 3K lead. So yeah, my team is entirely not very good. So yeah. Other games I have. I think my last game I had, there's a Leo. He had a very low kill death ratio, but look at his money. His money was actually pretty on the ball there. Didn't die a whole lot. So there's more to it than just kill death. And people are. And someone. I was talking to someone on the forum at some point. They said, you know, of course, losing team's going to have a worse kill death ratio, but I had a game where I fought against Zutsumi. He's a really good sniper. He's a better player than I am. But I don't know what the hell's going on there. I got grappled and he grappled her back. Once again, grapples. There's your example for it. But I was top scoring. I was 3-3. I wasn't like getting kills. Look at that. Look at that. He can just walk up. He can just walk up, no problem. He has no fear, and I can't. I can't punish him for it because he'll just. How do you justify that? How do you justify that? I ask you. But anyway, back to my point. Yes, the losing team will have a slightly worse kill death ratio, but not to the point where it's necessarily 0 and 13. That's not like. You can be the gap can be a little more narrow than that. But anyway, this game's ending. I'm sorry if this was a little too ranty, a little too ravey. I will try my damnedest to get videos out, but I will do videos. I like to do this YouTube channel. I got 250 subscribers now, I think, so I'm not just going to go up and give up on it. But it may not be Super Monday Night Combat. It might be something else. But I'm going to try to do Monday Night Combat because that's what people came here for. And that's what I will do. So I will see you all next time, and hope you enjoyed the video. And later.